FTX. Well, it turns out that Sam Bankman-Fried's girlfriend, Caroline Ellison, has a lot of connections to regulators. In fact, the biggest regulator of all in this country. Her father, Glenn, is an MIT professor who worked at that university alongside, drumroll please, Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, which is in charge of cryptocurrency regulation. FTX's general counsel used to work with Gensler on the Commodities Future Trading Commission. Now Gensler is about to get a lot more power. So this thing swells to unsustainable size and inevitably implodes. It collapses, and that collapse is used for a pretext to do what they've been planning to do all along. So it probably shouldn't shock you that right after FTX's collapse, every major bank in this country announced a new partnership with the New York Fed to establish a new digital currency. Oh, digital currency, the one they can regulate and control. Citigroup, Wells Fargo, MasterCard, HSBC, all working on a 12-week digital dollar pilot. The Fed describes this project as a regulated liability network. So what does this mean long term? Well, if they have control of your money because it's digital, you can't stash it under your bed. If they don't like what you say, they can turn it off and you're impoverished. In other words, this whole thing is a bigger scam even than it seems, and it was made possible by political sloganeering. And Sam Bankman-Fried, if nothing else, is not stupid, and he knows that well. As he put it in a message to a reporter the other day from his hideout in the Bahamas, the woke posturing is the most effective possible business ploy. And we're quoting, "I feel bad for those who get effed by it," he wrote, "by this dumb game we woke Westerners play where we all say the right shibboleths and everyone likes us." In other words, if you suspected all of this was a scam, all the moral posturing, all the lectures you get about how they're great and you're bad, this was all a way to blind you to the fact that there was a massive ripoff going on, you might be on the right track. Jonas Max Ferris is the founder of Max Funds. He joins us tonight. Jonas Max Ferris, thanks so much for coming on. This story, it's almost impossible to summarize in a TV script because it seems to have threads that lead to almost everybody in authority on the planet. It's enough to make you into a conspiracy nut. Can you summarize what you think this means?
Yeah, it's so big that the guy who was in charge of the Enron collapse, which was very complicated, lots of pieces. This is much bigger and much more absurd and ridiculous than Enron, says the guy who's now running this company, who was the former Enron head, who was brought in to fix that mess. It's very complicated. I don't think it's very simple. You kind of touch on it. It's basically a giant affinity fraud. If you want to say who he is, he's the Bernie Madoff of crypto. He pretended to be this woke world with the donations, giving money to certain specific politicians. It was to create an image of trust, kind of like how Bernie Madoff had a foundation that gave money to hospitals and charity, so you wouldn't think it was a fraud. And then regulators who already exist, we don't need new regulators, who would have had authority over some of these preposterous yield products that they had, wouldn't do anything. In fact, he was trying to direct the regulators to his competitor, Binance, who then saw that he was doing that, and he's the one who took out this company by causing a run on the bank, knowing that this guy never really had the money left because they were looting it, gambling it away into nothing, and it wasn't really there. He started the panic and crushed his competitor. That's basically what happened.
It's just interesting. I mean, I'm not really qualified to assess some of the business portions of the story, but I can certainly assess the media portion. So he was out there.
So there you have it, you all. It's dark. I'm gonna turn my light on. You can go listen to the full interview. Tucker Carlson, Fox News. I don't always agree with the guy, but this is good if you're a crypto investor. Crypto McCoy coming to you live. Do your own due diligence. Get in, get it done.